Imagine just for a second that you could find a kind of secret ingredient, not just for, living longer, but for a life that feels really joyful, deeply purposeful. That's something people have always looked for, isn't it? That sense of meaning. Well, today we're doing a deep dive into exactly that. We're looking at this concept called Ikigai. Yeah, it comes from this really popular book, Ikigai, Japanese Secrets to a Long and Happy Life by Héctor García and Francesc Miralles. And what's really captivating, I think, is that it's inspired by the people of Okinawa in Japan, folks who live incredibly long lives. Especially in this one village, Ogimi, the authors, they talk about Ikigai as your reason for being, like finding that sweet spot where what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can get paid for all come together.
Right. And our mission really for this deep dive is to unpack what that actually means in practice in people's lives. Because the book isn't just, philosophy, that's what's compelling. It weaves together insights from actual science with the wisdom they got from interviewing Japanese centenarians, real people living this. So it's about understanding how this framework, which sounds simple enough, seems to underpin their amazing longevity and just their overall well-being.
That framework is key, yeah. So as we dig into this, you'll start to see this really incredible link between finding your Ikigai and actually leading a long, fulfilling life. We'll explore their lifestyle habits, which are quite unique, and how this idea of flow fits into their everyday work and activities. Plus, practical stuff about reducing stress and building really strong social connections. Get ready, because there are some genuinely actionable insights here. And we'll touch on why the book suggests that being busy doing things we love is the secret to not aging. Okay, so if Ikigai is this intersection, passion, profession, vocation, mission, how does the book actually show that connecting with this reason for being impacts longevity? What's the specific link there, beyond just having those elements lined up?
Yeah, that's where the book gets really interesting. Because it's not just about a job, or even one single grand purpose. It's much more holistic. The authors point out that for a lot of Okinawans, their Ikigai is deeply tied to, say, nurturing their community, or pursuing these consistent, meaningful activities day in, day out. Like, they share stories of people in their hundreds whose Ikigai might be tending a small garden for the village or joining in daily dances, not for money, necessarily, but because they love it, it helps their community, and they happen to be good at it. That contribution, even unpaid, can be just as powerful for their reason for being as any career. And that continuous engagement, that sense of contributing something, it keeps their minds sharp, their bodies active. It helps stave off that decline you often see with inactivity.
Right, so it's less about just what they're doing and more about the how and the whole mindset behind it. So what specific daily habits or maybe community structures does the book highlight? Things that really contribute to this holistic well-being and amazing longevity in places like Okinawa.
Exactly. The mindset is crucial. And the book does get specific. It talks about their diet, often plant-heavy, quite light, and this thing they call hara hachibu. You've probably heard of it. It's the practice of eating only until you feel about 80% full.
Oh yeah, I have heard of that.
It sounds simple, but it's apparently really effective for managing weight and digestion long-term. And then beyond diet, there's movement, consistent daily movement. But again, it's not about intense gym sessions.
Right.
It's more constant, gentle activity woven into their day, walking, gardening, just moving around the house. And critically, the book really emphasizes the power of social connection. They have these things called moai.
Moai.
Yeah, they're basically these tight-knit social groups. They provide financial support, emotional support, right through life, from childhood onwards, often. And what's fascinating is how researchers are connecting this stuff, consistent social interaction, a low-stress environment, to things like lower cortisol levels, which, scientists link directly to better cellular aging, improved longevity. The Okinawans just seem to practice this intuitively.
That focus on integrated, gentle activity and that strong community fabric.
Yeah, that makes total sense for living longer and, happier too, I imagine. Okay, what about flow? The book links Ikigai to that state, where you're completely absorbed in something, time just flies. How do these centenarians actually find that state of flow so consistently? Well, it often comes through those same consistent, meaningful daily rituals where their Ikigai shows up. Could be crafting something, could be fishing, could be that community dance we mentioned. They find joy and deep engagement right there, in the moment, not constantly distracted or, worrying about the next thing. They're fully present. Which actually raises a good question for all of us, doesn't it? Beyond just getting into that amazing flow state, what other sort of practical wisdom did these Okinawans share about handling life's challenges? about crafting a genuinely long, well-lived life.
That's a great point. Yeah, it's not just about finding the one big thing,
Yeah.
but cultivating a whole lifestyle around it. So apart from flow, what else really stood out in the book about how they handle stress or maintain emotional resilience,
Yeah.
especially thinking about those strong social bonds you mentioned?
Yeah, the book really hammers home emotional resilience and living with low stress as like fundamental pillars. Those MOI, the social groups, they provide this incredible safety net. It means nobody feels isolated, which is a huge stress reducer right there. They also seem to cultivate this mindset of gratitude and acceptance, focusing on simple joys, not getting bogged down, dwelling on the past or things they can't control. And then there's this idea that I find really profound. They never truly retire from what they love.
Ah,
For
right
many
on.
Okinawans, their work or whatever that core activity is just keeps going well into old age because it is their Ikigai. It's not seen as a chore they have to escape. It's part of their identity, their purpose. And that keeps them active, keeps them engaged, keeps them contributing. So if we were to kind of summarize the essence of this deep dive into Ikigai, it's not really positioned as some revolutionary, shocking new guide. It's more like a gentle compass. That's the feel I got. And it keeps coming back to the book's final thought, that joy, connection, purpose. They're often found in the really simple everyday rituals, not necessarily in huge achievements. It really emphasizes that living well isn't about chasing more, but connecting deeply with what already is. I think that's a key takeaway.
Yeah, I agree. And while, some people might read it and think, okay, this sounds a bit idealistic, especially just facing really tough circumstances, I think its real value is in that simple but quite profound invitation it offers. Just to pause, maybe realign a little. And it does give you that actionable wisdom, doesn't it? Like the daily movement, eating light, and that powerful idea of not retiring from what you love because it's just who you are. So thinking about all this, what does it mean for you listening right now? The book says, our Ikigai is different for all of us, but one thing we have in common is that we are all searching for meaning. So maybe the question is, what small, consistent habit inspired by these Okinawan secrets could you maybe bring into your life? Something to help you align a bit better with your own unique reason for being, to foster a bit more purpose, more connection day to day.
Yeah, and there's that Japanese proverb the book mentions, only staying active will make you want to live 100 years. Hmm. So maybe the final thought is, how might finding your Ikigai, whatever that looks like, be the key to unlocking that kind of enduring active purpose for your own journey?